Kristen Daniels, singer, actress, and super talented. You have two important roles in this series, so let's begin with Carissa, aka the friend. So in Polette, you play Carissa, Crystal's friend, and that scene with you three on the bed talking about the cheating boyfriend and the other woman. Let's begin there, okay?
Yeah, that was such a fun project. One of my favorite stories about this project in particular, and Carissa as a role, is that it actually was not intended to be in the film to begin with. So Katrina, who created the film, she invited me to be like a featured background for the day. And I had already done some projects for Katrina. I always love working with her. And so I was like, of course, sign me up. I'm there. I'll be background for everything. I will fill up your scenes and everything. And then just maybe about 20 minutes or so before we were moving into that next scene, Katrina asked me, she said, so would you want to be in this scene and like, you know, we'll work with Kelsey, the other actress in the scene, and, you know, we'll kind of make you a little bit more of a character in this. And I said, of course. Right. Sounds great.
Yes.
And because this was an improv-based film, that actually was really easy to kind of slide into that because there were no lines to prepare for this film.
I did not know that it was fully improv.
Yes.
You cannot tell at all.
It was actually very fun, and I'm sure editing it was quite a time because of that. But, you know, as an actor, definitely a unique experience. And then, you know, getting to play with Kelsey in the scene was so fun. And, you know, we just got to, you know, like mess around and like come up with some fun little advice to give to our friend.
Like, as long as you know it, like, you don't have to show it like that.
You don't have to show it if you know it.
Yeah, it's true. And you know it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, what would you tell Crystal in real life as Kristen in that one specific scene?
I'd say if this man's doing you wrong, gotta go.
You gotta hit the road. Okay, so I guess the dynamic, my next question would have been the dynamic on set, but it sounds like it was just a blast, a lot of fun, huh?
Oh, it was so fun. That one was, you know, a little bit of a lighter in my scenes, a little bit more of a lighter feel of vibe than, let's say, my other film that I got to do with Katrina on Miscellanea, which was 9 Lives, which was a little bit more, you know, subtleties and a little bit more serious, you can say.
Yeah, that one was a very interesting. I think it looks very challenging from a viewer's perspective to film, to be on set. Tell me about the challenges you face on that project.
Yeah, so with that one, it definitely was more of like an ethereal vibe. You know, I was playing a guardian angel. And so with that, I also was like the more serious of the guardian angels. And so I'm naturally a little bit more of like a bubbly personality, something a little bit more like peppy, where that one was a nice challenge for me that I got to be like more like the serious. It was like the motherly character, you know, of the 3 guardians.
Should we somehow interfere? Make her drop the glass, or in this case, turn wine into water?
Wine into water, I like that.
Let's save the assists in case she gets herself into danger.
So it got to be a little bit more, could show more power and more command over the scenes than, you know, let's say in Polette, where it was more of like just like girls hanging.
Yes, and there's a lot of sensuality in Polette.
Yes, exactly.
I think that's so important, and that's not something I guess that you really see that much. We get to see sexuality, but when it comes to sensuality, how important do you think it is for us women to explore that part of ourselves?
I definitely think it's very important, you know, getting to show who you are and not letting people, you know, stand in the way of what you want to do and what, you know, makes you happy, I think is so important. And whatever kind of avenues that is. In this one, it's like pole dancing. And it's like, if that's what makes you happy, you should be able to, like, you know, live your dreams and live your life how you want it to.
Absolutely. You're a singer and an actress as well.
I am, yes. Yeah, I do a lot of musical theater as well. And so film, theater, kind of anything that's in the arts, I'm definitely down for.
What's next for you?
Yeah, so for when it comes to musical theater, I'm doing a lot of different kinds of projects. I'm in an a cappella group right now, which is super fun. And then I'm also doing a musical at a theme park for the first time this winter. And so I get to kind of go into that little world, and then we'll see what happens in the new year from there.
How do you prepare for a role?
That's a good question. It kind of depends on the project. For like a project like these films, I'd say that really looking at the script, seeing, what the lines are telling me to begin with, right?
Yeah.
And seeing where that world lives, and then drawing from my own experiences and seeing where I can bring my own self to these different kinds of characters, whether they're fun like party girls like in Polette, or someone much more serious and more ready for business like Guardian X and
Right, exactly.
9 Lives.
Yeah, which was a beautiful project. Both of them were so different, but also so beautiful
Yes, thank you.
in their own way. What's it like to look at yourself once the project is finished and see those things on the screen?
It's always really fun. I always love seeing the final product. As someone who kind of just got into film over the pandemic, I've always done live theater, and during the pandemic, obviously that was no longer the case. There was no live theater to be had.
Right.
And so Katrina was so lovely to invite me into these projects, and getting to see myself on the big screen is definitely something that I hadn't experienced really much before. And so it definitely is very joyful to be able to see it like that.
So you've collaborated with Katrina on quite a few projects. You've gotten to evolve yourself as an actress, as an artist, but also you've seen her evolve as
Exactly.
well. What's that been like for you? What do you see? How has she evolved? And what does that feel like for you as a friend of Katrina, but also as an artist?
Well, she's always been amazing. It's from the beginning. Every project that she's done has been so special and unique. And I feel like she just has such a great way of telling a story, no matter what project it is. But I've gotten to do something that was like improv-based, like Polette, script-based films that, already have the script written. I've done voiceover projects for her where I've done an animated character. So definitely there's been such variety that no matter what, it's been such a great experience.
Can we talk about bloopers, please?
Oh, bloopers. Oh, gosh. I feel like the most bloopers was in Polette. I feel like trying to get through the improv, there was naturally times where we would just start laughing and be like, okay, let's try to figure this out again. Because when there's no script, you naturally are sometimes fumbling over words, or sometimes like something comes out wrong and you just kind of have to go around it. But it's always fun.
I was trying so hard not to laugh. You said that. That was so perfect.
I just need lip fillers and like a hot pink lipstick, and then we're golden.
And you're good, feeding on both.
Thanks for playing.
And working with Kelsey Redmond, what was that experience like? Because she's such an interesting dynamic on set, and you also see her characters truly transcend. So what's that dynamic like with her, working specifically with her?
Yeah, working with Kelsey is always so fun. I've gotten the opportunity to work with her on a few different projects, so that's always been a great time. And I feel like we really vibed together very well in our scene. And so we just got to play off of each other and just not one up each other. That's not really the correct way that I'm trying to explain this, but kind of build off of each other and use each other as a bounce board.
The yes and.
Exactly, the yes and.
And I see that there's a lot of just generosity between the two of you, because it's so nice to be with a generous actor.
Exactly, and it's great. Working with Katrina, it just forms these friendships and stuff. So I still, talk to Kelsey to this day. It's such a community that's built through, Miscellanea as a project in general.
Thank you so much, Kristen.
Thank you so
much.
much.
And best of luck to you.
Thank you.